Hello, good day to all of us. I am Jonathan Idipaisa, BT Lead 3 of ISPC.
Now, our topic for today is about crosscut saw, a hand cutting tools. Crosscut saw is, do you know what is crosscut saw? Do you know? Okay. Today I will discuss what is crosscut saw, and I will discuss also and demonstrate how to use, how to care, and how to maintain. Okay. Once again, go deep. And now I will discuss what is that crosscut saw. Okay, how to use, how to care, and maintain its durability. Now, are you excited? Yes, of course. Now, let's proceed. What is crosscut saw? By the way, do you have an idea? Or maybe you have crosscut saw. There at the screen, we see crosscut saw. Now, do you know what is the use of crosscut saw? Okay, first let us read the definition. Crosscut saw is a hand tool that is used to cut wood into a different shapes. It has a blade with a jagged cutting edge, a manual saw found in a woodworking place, and even in our houses. We have it. It is used by our father, our brother, or even to our mother. If you know how to use it, then of course, even to us, including us. Okay? Now, crosscut saw is a hand cutting tool. Okay? It's a hand cutting tool or tools that are crosscut saw, hand cutting tools. But to be specific, saw has a many types. But to be specific, I should say is that crosscut saw. I tend to choose crosscut saw for us to clearly understand and clearly know what is that crosscut saw and how to use that crosscut saw and how to maintain and care if we have that crosscut saw. Okay, now uh, there we have seen at the screen. I have inserted there the image picture of crosscut saw for us to easily understand if someone can have or didn't know what is that crosscut saw. Okay, let's proceed. How? Okay, first is we have known already what is that crosscut saw. Crosscut saw is a hand cutting tools used to cut a different shapes. Used to cut woods into a different shapes. Okay, now let's proceed. How to use crosscut saw? Do you know? Maybe and not or no. Okay. First is how to use. Okay. First is draw a line on the wood member you want to cut. Why we need to draw? Okay. Remember or think. Just highlight that word safely. How to use crosscut saw safely. We are talking safely. How to use, not just how to use, but of course we need to consider our safety. Okay, because crosscut saw is a hand cutting tools. It is also a little bit dangerous if we don't know how to be careful on using it or in using it. Okay, now first is for us, for our safety, we need to draw a line on the wood member that you want or that we want to cut. Okay, understood. Next is number 2 is firmly hold or fasten the wood. Why? Why we need to firmly hold or fasten the wood? So that it will not move during cutting. We know that when we use crosscut saw, the piece of wood that we are cutting can possibly move left or right or upward, forward, or backward. Okay. Now, so we need to use it. Use a clamp holder, or our hands, or even our foot or feet. If you want feet, it is good if you can. And of course, if you can't hold, and if you have no clamp holder, you can use nails, just like what I have seen on the other skilled carpenters. That is one of their technique to get the perfect straight line of cutting a piece of wood. Okay. Now let's proceed. That's only number 2. How about number 3? Number 3 says here that always use PPE. Now, what is PPE? Do you know what is PPE? PPE is a personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment. Okay. Just like eyeglasses, gloves, shoes, jacket, and many more. Okay. Always use PPE before doing the work. Why we need to use PPE? For our safety. Okay. For the safety of ourselves. To avoid any any accident. Okay. Or so that we can't be harmed extremely or seriously bad. Okay. And number 4 is wear eyeglasses. Yan. It's like what I have said before, that PPE, personal protective equipment, are including eyeglasses, gloves, and any necessary thing to wear for our safety. Remember that our topic here is crosscut saw. So I inserted here, or I have typed that specific PPE equipment for us to know what are the very important. Okay, that those mentioned equipment are very important, very necessary, and working place while using that crosscut saw. Okay, that is for our safety. And now number 4, I should say number 5, check your crosscut saw. Okay, for start using crosscut saw, we need to check. You need to check your crosscut saw if it is good enough to use for cutting that piece of wood you want to cut. Okay, and make sure that it is sharp, so that if you are performing, you are using that crosscut saw, it cannot disturb or cannot damage or cannot harm you. Okay, and you can work faster and smoother. Okay, that's the advantage of taking your crosscut saw and sharpening. Okay, and number 6. Okay, number 6 is then. Okay, addition of that. Number 5. Number 5 is that then to start, place the saw stick. Okay, place the saw stick on the line opposite you, and push the saw in a short stroke to start the cut. Okay, just push opposite you. This here that opposite from me. So I need to push. Okay, push is forward. Okay, to start stroke, to start the cutting process. Okay, and then next is always set your focus on the wood you are cutting. That is the most very important. As a worker, as a laborer, or as any kinds of works, focusing on our work is very important. Even in driving, you know, why accident happen, why accident are so much happen everywhere. Can happen everywhere. We can avoid accident, but we know sometimes that we are not focusing. We are not focusing on our work. We are not focusing, just like driving. While driving, you have seen a girl, you give your eyes on her, and suddenly you meet an accident. That is the other case of accident. Okay, and even in yes, like carpentry. Okay, carpentry. Some of the carpenters are meeting accident because they are not focusing. They are doing their work. They are using power tools, and they are not focusing. Their eyes are at their surroundings, and don't expect what is happening, what is the result of their doing. Don't expect that boom, accident. Accident is everywhere. Okay, so we need to focus on what we are doing right now. Okay, just like our study, we need to focus. As a student like me, we need to focus. Just let that girlfriend, boyfriend, forget that. Just focus first on your study. We are on a learning period, and then after learning period, and then lastly, you can now marry if you can at the proper age, at the right time. Okay, that's a simple words for you. Okay, and then number 7 says here, always take away your finger. Yan. When using crosscut saw, remember that crosscut saw is also a little bit dangerous. Okay, can cut our finger. That crosscut saw is very sharp. We know that accident is everywhere. It's in every time. Okay, so always tip or your finger when you're using that crosscut saw, or your hand, and stay focused. Just like I have said before, stay focused on your work. You finish it perfectly without any faults and accident. Okay. Now let's proceed. That are the 7 use or how to use crosscut saw. Okay. Now I have inserted there the necessary materials that is required when using crosscut saw. Okay. You have seen there the clamps or clamp holders, because they are mini. Clamp are mini styles. Okay. And even flat files. Have you seen it at the picture? There are many flat files. They are different in design. They are different in style. Okay. So remember that those inserted pictures are very necessary. Okay. Proceed. And now I will discuss how. And now I will discuss also how to care and maintain. How is that? Okay. There are 4 chief operations in sharpening a saw. Sharpening is caring. Sharpening is also maintaining. Okay. Now there are 4. Number 1 is tapping. Another one is shaping, and another one is sitting, and the last one is feeling. Now let us know what is that tapping, what is that shaping, what is that sitting. Okay. Tapping. Wow. What is that tapping? Tapping means to bring the teeth to an uniform height. Okay. Have you seen crosscut saw that are his teeth are not uniform or not flat? Are not equal on the height. That is the use of tapping. Okay. If some teeth or tooth are higher than the other teeth or tooth, we need to tap. That is the use of tapping. Okay, so that when using it, you can you are safe. Okay, and you can finish your work perfectly and smoothly. Smoothly, I mean, is your work will end perfect, straight, okay, clean, smoothly. And then place the saw in a vise. Yan, that is the step. Place the saw in a vise and run a flat file. Okay, flat file held square to the blade lengthwise until every tooth being touched. Hanggang maging pantay lahat ng ngipin ng crosscut saw, okay? And then the center should be a lighter higher than the ends. Okay? If in the length of saw it shows hollow instead of round, it will kick when in use. Yan. That is the problem. Okay? If we have if our crosscut saw has a higher tooth or teeth, it can or it will kick when in use. Okay? Now proceed. Yan, that's the example, okay? That is the example of tapping. He is flat. He is making the top uniform. Okay, the height is perfectly measured. Okay, it's the example of tapping. And next is shaping. Okay, after a saw is tapped, okay, kapag maging pantay na lahat, okay, the galleys will be of an equal depth, right? Kapag pantay na daw lahat, all the teeth are, the top of the teeth are perfectly equal, makikita natin na may mas malalim at may mas mababaw. Yan. So, that is the use of shaping. Para maging pantay, we need shaping. Ayusin natin yung yung mababaw, pantayin natin yung nasa mababa. Okay? File the gallets to equal depth. Yan. Shaping the front and the back of the tooth. Place the files straight across the saw, keeping the file at right angle to the saw blade. Yan. Okay? The example is yan. Look at the image, the picture I have inserted. That is example. Okay? He used there. He used there measure. No? To measure the perfect depth. Okay? Of all teeth, so that all are equal. Okay, that is the technique. And then sitting. Okay, after tapping and shaping, we have sitting. Okay, sitting of a saw consists in bending over the upper part, of each tooth onto the left and on to the right. The tip will cut a curve slightly wider than the thickness of the blade in order to give blade clearance. Yan. Like that. Yan, this one. The other one is going into the right direction. The other one is facing on me, or yes, at this left direction. They are oppositely, okay, alternately on their position, okay, in their position, so that like says there that to give blade clearance. Baka kapag ginagamit natin to, habang dinadaanan niya, para hindi ka mahihirapan, no? Para papasok to hanggang sa matapos, kahit ganito yung kakapal ng wood, you can still continue cutting because this teeth, okay, is making or giving a clearance to the blade. Okay. Next is ayan, next example of sitting. He is siniset niya yung alternately yung ngipin, okay, yung ngipin ng crosscut saw. Yan. Filling. Okay, filling. Filling. Place the saw in a vise with the handle to the right, and the gallets just above the jaws, commencing from the pointed towards you. Place the file square across the blade. Take the R right cuts instead to a heavy one, cutting only on the forward stroke. File in the alternative gallets. Then reverse the saw and complete the remaining tip. Yan. Okay. Habang, di ba, pag mapapansin natin to, the design of the tip is not the same. These two are unique. Yung isa, harap. Yung isa, straight. Diba? Ito, pwedeng forward, backward, kakagat. Pero yung isa, yung ngipin niya, paharap lang. Yung kagat, paharap. Okay? Kaya kapag gagamitin mo to, magpo-force ka ng forward. Push ka lang. Pag kang magpo-force ng backward kasi hindi ka kagat. Okay? Pero pag itong isa, pwede kang mag-force backward, upward. It can kakagat siya talaga. Okay? That is the different. Now, feeling is yung okay, I have an example there. Yan, like that. Feeling, okay. And Ilocano term, panag-asa. Panag-asa, that is the style of feeling crosscut saw. That kind of tip is same with this. Like this. Okay. While this one is not. So, that is the example of feeling, okay? Feeling is yung Ilocano term, panagasa. Panagasa is because the tip style are different. The way how they feel or the way how they di kasada nga mga asa, kinilocano term, kasada mga asa, dipindi mat lang ijay, nipon. Okay? Now, our next example is, our next topic is, I will give you the basic steps. Okay? Those mentioned steps are major steps of sharpening crosscut saw blade. Okay, in addition, I want you also to know some of my own personal basic steps of maintaining and carrying the crosscut saw durableness. First is, if you have a crosscut saw, before and after using it, clean or wipe the dirt to preserve, okay, the durableness. And then, after of it, or another one, before using, check all the screws if firmly fit. We need to check, okay? Check out before using. And then, third one is, don't use if there are some damage, okay? To avoid accident, just like this. Okay, just like this, this two, okay? This one, kulang ang screw. Okay, kulang ang screw. So, am I safe to use this one? No. I'm not safe because hindi siya okay. Pwede ko siyang gamitin pero I'm not pretty sure if I will use that and it has no problem. But for our safety, we need to use complete like this. Kompleto. At yung mas sharp. Okay? Sharp yung tip para kapag ginamit mo, mas mabilis at perfect. Yan. Okay? And then another one, store properly. You have a crosscut saw, itago mo para hindi kunin ng mga bata at yan o sa mga matitigas na bagay. Okay, para hindi masira yung blade. Okay, yung blade na yung tip niya. And then other one is use it and suited functions or appropriate usage. Okay? Kaya sinabi ko so properly para hindi magamit ng mga bata at hindi gagamitin sa kung ano-ano. At yan, nasabi dyan na gamitin natin. Okay? Pag tayo, ba? Sa atin to, or sa inyo to. Crosscut to siya. And then this is used for cutting pieces of wood. Kung pang wood lang dapat. Okay? Hindi para plastic, hindi para ano-ano. Okay? Para ma-maintain natin yung durableness at saka ma-care lagaan natin ng maayos.
We need to make a sketch. We need gloves. This, okay? It's like this. I want to cut a straight line, and to make sure that the straight is perfectly straight. Okay. Okay, just look at okay, just focus at the video. I am using pencil and a little piece of wood, roller, and chalk board to demonstrate for us for some clarifications pag may hindi natin naiintindihan sa discussion. Okay, yan, that is the additional presentation and discussion. Okay, let's watch. Continue. Just like this. Okay, we need to mark. We need to highlight it. Okay, or so that we can recognize. Yeah, like that. Have you seen that? Okay, good. Now, how?
It's very necessary to use gloves because you know this is a cutting tool and it can harm our arms or fingers if we can't be careful. Okay, now I have put a line, okay, to follow, and the thing that I'm going to do is cut. Okay, my next step is to cut. Now, how to cut? Okay, how to cut? We need to first nail this one, okay, so that it cannot move when we are cutting this piece of wood, okay, or we can use a clamp. Have you seen a clamp? Clamp is used to hold the piece of wood or anything, a steel or anything that can be applicable, yes, to hold by the clamp. Clamp, okay, we need to put a clamp here or here, then we can apply this one, cutting. But on the other besides of the using of clamps, according to what I have seen on this field, or professional carpenters, they use the foot step this, but be sure that you have a PPE. PPE, just like I've said before. Okay, PPE is you need to have a shoes or any appropriate wearing clothes or shoes that can protect us, okay, cover us. Now, let me show you. This is the mark. Now, for example, this is a clamp. I have a clamp here. Okay, clamp is a clamp. Now, it's a clamp, and I can. It's a clamp. Okay. I have used pencil here or there to serve as my clamp. Okay, for us to understand. Uh, I do believe that you know what is clamp already because I have discussed it before. Okay, I have shown also a picture, an image for us to know the style, the real image of a clamp. So there, I'm using a pencil serve as my clamp. Okay, just an sample demonstration. Okay, of applying clamp holder. So let's continue.
And I can cut this one, but how? Just like that. Okay, first is we need to this one, the end part, okay, for the pointers. We need to softly start here. But of course we have a clamp here, just like that. Oh,
Just like what I have said before in our discussion, when we start, push, okay, push, opposite from us, push a little stroke or a short stroke. Okay, for us to follow the perfect line, that the result will be perfectly straight. Okay, let's continue.
Add slowly here at the point, and then in part, and then until we go here. If already reach here, or you have reached at least as a starting point, we can push it. Okay, push it. But some other technique is to start is just like that. Okay, like that. Just like that.
From that demonstration, it is contradict what I have said before, right? That is my technique. I use backward. Because you know why? I'm comfortable with it when I use backward because I want to make sure that I follow perfectly the straight. So I need to use backward. Short backward stroke. Short stroke backward. For me to get perfect straight line. Okay? Perfect straight cut. It depends on us, okay? Kung mas okay sa'yo yung paharap, pero depende din yan sa sa ganito. Kapag paharap talaga, you can use forward evenly. Though, I have said that I tend to use backward, right? But it depends on the style of the blade, the design, okay? If like this, maybe I can use backward or even forward, okay? Depends.
One of my technique is like that.
Yeah.
Make a start, okay? Follow
That's my
perfectly the lines like that. Yan, one, then if I've already reached here, again, push and push until we finish. But remember, before using this one, you need to check if all are good, okay? All are fixed. There is no lost screw, or be sure that you have sharpened your crosscut so that you can work slowly, I should say smooth and more faster. Okay, that's it. Okay, let me repeat. I have here and take note that it can remind us. First is to sit short work. Always keep away your fingers, hand, and anything that can be damaged or can disturb your work. And lastly, reminders, always wear PPE for our safety. For our safety. You're a professional or not a
Yan. That's the end of our discussion and a little presentation or demonstration of how to use, care, and maintain the durableness or the quality of your crosscut saw. Okay? I hope you understand, and if some words are not clear, I have presented there pictures PowerPoint presentation for us to clearly understand. Okay? Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for the time, for giving me a time to watch and listen my simple answer.